Hello and welcome to lesson 1 of the Theory Frenzy grade 4 tutor book. In this tutor book, in this lesson 1, we're going to learn first of all about the alto clef, and then we're going to learn about rewriting a passage from the treble to the bass clef, either writing it 1 octave higher or 1 octave lower. So this new symbol that you see here is called the alto clef. And it tends to be used by certain instruments within the orchestra. So the viola, for example, uses this, and also the trombone. Now, the notes seat on the stave in a different place to the treble clef and the bass clef. And this is shown in these two examples here, which show your lines and also your space notes. But all you've got to remember really with the alto clef is the middle C is the middle line. Middle C, middle line in the alto clef. So your first task here is to actually write some of those notes on the alto clef on this stave here, and then to identify the alto clef notes. Then you've got a section which shows some intervals in the alto clef, and you've got to identify those intervals as being major, minor or perfect. And then you're asked to write some triads in the alto clef as well. Then we move on to a section about transposing really, so rewriting the same passage from treble to bass clef an octave higher or lower. So what we've got here, we've got an example showing you the treble clef writing, and then underneath you've got the alto clef, and it's basically asking you to actually do this either an octave higher, an octave lower, or exactly as written. So the first example says, rewrite these notes so that sound the same by using the alto clef. So you've got the notes written in the treble clef, and then it gives you some hints, some tips on the way to do this. So first of all, it says, identify where the middle C is in both clefs. So the middle C in the treble clef is here, so you can see the A that you're writing with the middle C is lower than that. So the middle C in the alto clef is here, so that means the first note that you're going to write is going to be the second line up there. So when you've identified that and you've worked out where the middle C is, then what you do is count up and down to locate the position of the notes either side of that. I'm filling the rest of the notes in the same way. But one word of warning, always remember about the stems, and remember the golden rule, that anything that goes below the stave, the third line, your stick goes up, and anything above the third line, your stick goes down. Then you might be asked to rewrite a passage an octave higher than written. So here you see you've got your bass clef, and you follow the same principle on this. Find the two middle C's and then work out where the note is slightly higher up. So you see here you've actually got a C in the bass clef. Now that's a low C, so obviously an octave higher would be the middle C. So the first note would start on the middle C in the alto clef. And you also might be asked to do something an octave lower if you're writing in the treble clef. So you see here you've got your C note written in the treble clef. So an octave lower than that will be your middle C. So your first note will start on the middle C in the alto clef. And that completes lesson 1.